What is up, you beautiful chaos gremlins? Welcome back to Movie Man, the channel where science dies screaming and corporate greed gets eaten first. Today you and I are breaking down a brand new nightmare fuel island adventure involving mutant dinosaurs, shady pharma bros, and one of the biggest chrome domes ever, Charles Xavier looking. The biggest arc ripoff of 2025. Grab a seat. You are going to need it. Our story starts on a forbidden island in the Atlantic Ocean called Ile Saint Hubert. Anytime a movie says forbidden island, you already know two things. 1. Somebody ignored a warning sign. 2. Everybody involved signed their own death certificate in Comic Sans. By handing this guy a product placement Snickers. Please sponsor me, Snickers. Charlie and the chocolate factory looking guy just signed everybody's death warrant. So we will call him Dave. We see Dave opening some high-tech sci-fi doors. Somehow a rapper breaks through both of them. There are no alarms, just one ugly dino. The island belongs to Ingen. Yes, that Ingen. If you hear that name and think wow they learned their lesson, you are already wrong. This is the same company that brought us multiple park disasters, corporate cover-ups, and at least one lawyer eaten off a toilet. This time, Ingen is not building a theme park. They are playing God again, but with extra steps. They create transgenic mutant dinosaurs, because regular dinosaurs apparently were not problematic enough, or ugly enough. Their crown jewel is the Distortus Rex. A six-limbed pterosaur with wings, claws, teeth, and the attitude of a flying hate crime. Think Jurassic Park meets Resident Evil, but the virus has wings. Shockingly, the Distortus Rex escapes. The lab evacuates. Sirens blare. Scientists run. Nobody thinks to just nuke the island from orbit, which would have solved everything. 17 years pass. 17 years later, Earth is now cool with dinosaurs. Humanity looked at global warming, pandemics, and billionaires racing to space and said sure, add dinosaurs too. The resurrected creatures now live in tropical zones similar to their old habitats. This is explained as ecological balance, but really it is sequel logic. Enter Zora Bennett, covert operative. Translation, she is Black Widow. And she gotta make the money but with a clean haircut. She gets hired by Martin Krebs, head of a pharmaceutical company. If your villain works in pharma, you do not need to ask if he is evil. The answer is already yes. Martin tells Zora that dinosaur biomaterial contains the key to curing coronary heart disease. A miracle drug is hidden in their blood. This is not even subtle commentary. It is basically yelling eat the rich, but literally. Zora is teamed with Dr. Henry Loomis, paleontologist, walking dinosaur Wikipedia, and Duncan Kincaid, team leader, professional guy who says stay sharp before things go wrong. The mission is simple on paper. Go to the island. Collect 3 samples. Leave. Movies love lying to you. Part 3 First sample and first mistake. The team travels to Ile Saint Hubert and immediately goes after their first target, a mosasaurus circling the island. Because when you think safe, you think sampling blood from a prehistoric sea monster the size of a building. They manage to get the sample. It almost works. Which is the movie's way of saying enjoy this calm while it lasts. While moving through the area, the team spots a stranded family, the Delgados. Normal people. No guns. No contracts. Just bad luck. Zora makes the call to rescue them, which is morally correct and narratively catastrophic. Right on cue, a group of Spinosaurus attack alongside the Mosasaurus. Water chaos. Teeth everywhere. This is basically Jurassic Park 3 but angrier. 2 team members, Bobby and Nina, get killed. Fast. Brutal. No speeches. The Delgados get knocked overboard and separated from Zora. At this point, the movie splits into 2 survival stories. One trained professionals barely holding it together. One family wondering why they ever took a vacation. Part 4 Island Hell Level 1. Zora's team reaches the island and goes after the second sample, a Titanosaurus. This thing is massive. Calm. Gentle. Which means it will absolutely die or cause collateral damage. They extract the DNA successfully. That is 2 for 3. Still no lesson learned. The third sample comes from a Quetzalcoatlus egg. Because apparently stealing eggs from flying monsters is just another Tuesday. They get the sample. Then the adult Quetzalcoatlus shows up and kills Leclerc. This death exists to remind you that flying dinosaurs are terrifying and underused. With all samples collected, Zora heads toward the abandoned research facility to wait for extraction. Meanwhile, the Delgados are not having a great time. Part 5 Family Survival Mode. The Delgados are stranded elsewhere on the island. They encounter a small aqualops. One of them names it Dolores. This is the movie giving you emotional insurance before things get worse. Dolores is cute, which means she will almost die or be used to sell toys. It's definitely ties. Right. The family gets chased downstream by a T-Rex. This is classic franchise callback territory. Rafts. Water. Screaming. It is Jurassic Park 101. They escape using an emergency raft, barely surviving because plot demands it. Eventually, both groups reunite at the research facility. This should be the relief moment. It is not. Part 6 The Lab from Hell. Inside the facility, they are attacked by raptor and pterosaur hybrids called mutodons. These things are faster, smarter, and uglier. They look like a lab accident learned how to hunt. This is where the horror leans in. Tight corridors. Screams. People getting dragged into the dark. It feels closer to Alien than Jurassic Park. The helicopter arrives. Hope appears. Then the Distortus Rex shows up. The helicopter is immediately taken down. Martin Krebs gets killed and eaten. This is the most satisfying death in the movie. Pharma villain meets flying corporate karma. Distortus Rex is not just a monster. It is the embodiment of unchecked experimentation. It is the result of greed with wings. Part 7 Escape and Consequences. The survivors find an underground runway and a boat. Because apparently this facility was prepared for every scenario except not making monsters. They escape by boat while the Distortus Rex chases them. Water. Fire. Chaos. The usual endgame checklist. They make it out alive. Zora and Henry now have the samples. And here comes the thematic payoff. They agree to distribute the medication unpatented. No corporate lock. No profit gate. Anyone who needs it gets it. This is the real monster kill of the movie. Not the dinosaur. The system.